let's dive right into it and see how all 32 teams stack up against one another pre-training camp.
This Aaron Rodgers thing is either going to work really well and there'll be a top 7 team, or it's going to be a crap show.
With training camp fast approaching and the sports dog days of summer almost over, it's the perfect time for a new edition of our 2025 NFL Power Rankings. Number 32, New Orleans Saints. Last time's ranking, 32. It's between second-year man Spencer Rattler and rookie Tyler Shuck for the Saints QB1 job. Have your eyes on the Saints being a top seller at the trade deadline. The likes of Cameron Jordan, Trevor Penning, Tyrann Mathieu, and Rashid Shaheed should be available if this team is as bad as they look on paper. Number 31, Cleveland Browns. Last time's ranking, 30. The Browns have by far the most compelling training camp position battle this summer, with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and media darling Shedeur Sanders in a four-way competition. Flacco is reportedly the front-runner given his previous playing time in Kevin Stefanski's offense. But either way, this is a super flawed team in arguably football's toughest division. So, yeah, don't expect too much winning in Cleveland. Number 30, Tennessee Titans. Last time's ranking, 31. After a dismal first season under head coach Brian Callahan, the Titans at least have reason for optimism this year. The arrival of first overall pick Cam Ward will make the Titans watchable at least. And hey, playing in the weak AFC South, the Titans could surprise and push for a 7 to 9 win total. Number 29, New York Giants. Last time's ranking, 29. Brian Daboll has been adamant about Russell Wilson being the starting quarterback, but you better believe that the 10-time Pro Bowler is going to be on a short leash. The Giants also have former passing yards leader Jameis Winston and rookie Jackson Dart ready to start if Wilson can't hold down the fort. Number 28, Carolina Panthers. Last time's ranking, 28. The Panthers avoided major splashes in free agency and focused on the draft, where they got a hopeful new number 1 receiver in Tedoroa McMillan and a potential day 1 starter on the defensive line in Nick Scorton. Carolina is not going to be a playoff team in 2025. This is a year about seeing what they really have in Bryce Young. Number 27, New York Jets. Last time's ranking, 26. The Jets enter 2025 with a clean slate. A new GM head coach tandem in Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, and a new starting QB in Justin Fields to replace Aaron Rodgers. This is going to be a developmental year for the Jets. Just showing any form of growth and maturity from the disastrous Rodgers era is going to be enough for fans in the Big Apple. Number 26, New England Patriots. Last time's ranking, 26. No team made as many drastic changes as the Patriots, starting with the hiring of old friend Mike Vrabel as the new head coach. Josh McDaniels was brought back for his 1 millionth gig as the Pats offensive coordinator, looking to maybe rediscover old magic with Drake May as his QB. Awfully optimistic, but hey, stranger things have happened. Number 25, Indianapolis Colts. Last time's ranking, 24. Reports out of Indy claim that Daniel Jones is well ahead of Anthony Richardson in the race for the starting QB role. There is still time for Richardson to reclaim the gig, but it's not an encouraging start for a player in a make-or-break year. Number 24, Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time's ranking, 23. The Jaguars are a bit of an enigma coming into the season. New head coach Liam Cohen got a career year out of Baker Mayfield, so hey, maybe he is the guy who can actually unlock Trevor Lawrence. Number 23, Las Vegas Raiders. Last time's ranking, 25. The Raiders play in a, tough division, so the playoffs might not exactly be realistic this year, but they're at least revamped, rebuilt, and promise to be a lot more exciting to watch after the dismal Josh McDaniels era. Number 22, Arizona Cardinals. Last time's ranking, 22. We know that Arizona has the talent on both sides of the ball to contend, but we've been saying that since 2020. This team feels poised for another mushy middle season, unless Murray actually puts it together for a full year. Number 21, Atlanta Falcons. Last time's ranking, 20. This is a winnable division for Atlanta if A, Penix proves to be the real deal, and B, the makeover on the front seven actually makes a difference. Number 20, Miami Dolphins. Last time's ranking, 19. The Dolphins made 2 blockbuster trades since our previous power rankings, sending Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith to Pittsburgh for Minkah Fitzpatrick and acquiring Darren Waller from the Giants after he decided to end retirement. It is a big if, yeah, but if Tua manages to stay healthy, then Miami is a contender. Number 19, Dallas Cowboys. Last time's ranking, 21. The Cowboys jump up 2 spots because, Jerry Jones got the message and finally made an all-in move, acquiring star wideout George Pickens from the Steelers. We've got questions about the O-line, running game, and defense, though. But hey, at least Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott trio gives Cowboys Nation something to be excited about. Number 18, Chicago Bears. Last time's ranking, 17. The only reason Chicago Chicago isn't higher? Well, they played a division with 3 Super Bowl contenders. There are only so many wins that can go around. But if Johnson and Williams hit it right off the bat, then hey, the Bears could make some real noise and emerge as a playoff team. Number 17, Seattle Seahawks. Last time's ranking, 16. The Seahawks won 10 games last year with Geno Smith behind center. If Sam Darnold ends up being the upgrade that Seattle expects, then man, this team could be a sleeper in the NFC. Number 16, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last time's ranking, 14. There wasn't anything super drastic about the Bucs offseason, which, carries pros and cons. Yeah, they are the team to beat in the weak NFC South, but they also really didn't make the moves to close the gap with the NFC heavyweights like Philadelphia, Detroit, Washington, and the Rams. Number 15, Pittsburgh Steelers. Last time's ranking, 18. The Steelers finally and officially signed Aaron Rodgers. Then a few weeks later, they made the blockbuster trade for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. Many folks are currently mocking the Steelers for putting their faith in Rodgers, but he is an upgrade over any QB that they've used since 2019. Number 14, Cincinnati Bengals. Last time's ranking, 13. The Bengals extended superstar wideouts Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, only to spoil the fun with more stubbornness from the top. Owner Mike Brown still hasn't extended reigning sacks leader Trey Hendrickson, and first-round pick Shamar Stewart still hasn't been signed. Number 13, Houston Texans. Last time's ranking, 12. The Texans' offensive line is the main question mark heading into training camp. The other pressing question is if rookies Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel can offset the loss of Stephon Diggs and hold the fort until Tank Dell returns. Number 12, San Francisco 49ers. Last time's ranking, 15. Christian McCaffrey is reportedly back to full strength. Brock Purdy signed his extension, and they got Bryce Huff from the Eagles for pennies. Indeed, the vibes are pretty dang good in San Francisco right now. Number 11, Denver Broncos. Last time's ranking, 11. The Bo Nix-led offense picked up Pro Bowl tight end Evan Ingram and running back J.K. Dobbins, adding even more juice to a very potent offense. Vance Joseph's lights-out defense also snagged ex-49ers star Talanoa Hufanga and Trey Greenlaw before using a first-round pick on Texas corner Jahdae Barron, who should form a nightmare shutdown tandem with Patrick Surtain II. Sean Payton's group has the pieces on both sides of the ball to make the leap to Super Bowl contender in year 2. Number 10, Los Angeles Chargers. Last time's ranking, 10. Justin Herbert still doesn't have a playoff win on his resume heading into year 6. This team has all the talent in the world on both sides of the ball. But as per usual, the question is if the Chargers will actually be able to stop, charging it up and rise to the occasion in big games. Number 9, Minnesota Vikings. Last time's ranking, 8. The Vikings signed Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Will Fries, and Ryan Kelly to bolster their game in the trenches. As if last year's 14-win squad wasn't dangerous enough. The mystery in Minnesota is J.J. McCarthy, who missed his entire rookie year with a knee injury. If he ends up being the real deal, then the Vikings are a Super Bowl contender. Number 8, Los Angeles Rams. Last time's ranking, 9. Matthew Stafford is back for at least another year, and he has a new special toy in Devontae Adams to replace Cooper Kupp as the number 2 receiver. If Adams still has as much left in the tank as the Rams believe, they could be the Eagles' biggest threat in the NFC. Number 7, Green Bay Packers. Last time's ranking, 7. The arrival of Matthew Golden gives Green Bay a legitimate number 1 receiver and fills the last pressing void on their roster. After a disappointing one-and-done playoff performance, it's time for Jordan Love and the Cheeseheads to stake their claim as a bona fide NFC heavyweight. Number 6, Washington Commanders. Last time's ranking, 6. Well, we saw what last year's Commanders are capable of. No major positional training camp battles here. It's all about Jaden Daniels and company proving that last year wasn't a fluke. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. Last time's ranking, 5. For those who lost track, the Ravens secondary now consists of Alexander, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Marlon Humphrey, and Nate Wiggins. One could argue that this is the deepest and most talented Ravens team in the Lamar Jackson era. Number 4, Buffalo Bills. Last time's ranking, 4. Not much needs to be said about reigning MVP Josh Allen and the Bills. They'll win double-digit games and run through the wildcard round again. All they gotta do is finally solve the kryptonite that is the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, Detroit Lions. Last time's ranking, 3. The Lions may have won the Super Bowl last year if not for an onslaught of injuries on defense. But Aiden Hutchinson has been given the green light to return, and the star-studded Lions might just be better health luck away from finally winning their first championship. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Last time's ranking, 2. KC's first-round pick, Ohio State offensive tackle Josh Simmons, is drawing rave reviews from his teammates. If he emerges as a day 1 starter, the Chiefs won't miss Joe Tooney one bit. Number 1, Philadelphia Eagles. Last time's ranking, 1. The defending champs lost some notable contributors from their Super Bowl triumph, but the same star-studded offensive nucleus is back in business, and there is just far too much young star power on defense for this unit to suffer a notable decline. But hey, what changes would you make to our pre-training camp edition of the 2025 NFL Power Rankings? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton, and you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.